On September 7th at Apple's annual iPhone-focused press event, something crazy happened. And no, it wasn't Apple removing the headphone jack from the new iPhone, even though that is also completely crazy. No, for many, the biggest surprise came when Tim Cook revealed that Nintendo, yes, Nintendo, was working on a Mario game for the iPhone. And we come to find out that this new game, Super Mario Run, is not a side experience, and it is not a tie-in app, but a real deal Mario platformer for iOS, and eventually Android devices. This is the announcement that many have been waiting for a very long time, while others thought that this day would never really come. But regardless of what you thought would happen, the fact is that this is a really big deal, and Apple knows it. They had Miyamoto himself on hand for the occasion, and they devoted a decent amount of time to a Nintendo demo on a stage where Apple was about to reveal a new Apple Watch and a brand new iPhone. The announcement of Super Mario Run affected people in a number of ways. Some are really excited, some are kind of angered, and some are worried about Nintendo's future. There are many die-hard Nintendo fans who believe that placing Mario on an iPhone is a terrible move, and that Nintendo is aiding in their own demise. However, I'm here to dispel that notion. As a lifelong fan of all things Nintendo, I'm here to tell you today, in the aftermath of the Apple event, that putting Mario on an iPhone is a very good move, and that this decision will only benefit Nintendo's next console, the NX. To understand how Mario on mobile will benefit the NX, there are a few things you need to know about Nintendo. First, you need to understand that Nintendo is very good at converting non-gamers into Nintendo fans. Just look at Nintendo's last generation of consoles. While systems like the Wii and the DS were designed to bring in more casual users with games like Nintendogs or Wii Sports, that did not prevent Nintendo from creating more traditional games on these consoles. See, despite selling more copies of games like Wii Play and Wii Music, Nintendo still released titles like Twilight Princess and Metroid Prime Corruption, and these titles managed to find new fans. The simple concept is this: rather than go after PS4 or Xbox One customers, Nintendo is looking to the hundreds of millions of smartphone users and trying to convert non-gamers into Nintendo fans. That's where the real potential lies. The second thing you need to understand is that Super Mario Run is some of the best advertising imaginable for a company like Nintendo. We only need to look at Pokemon Go as an example. After Pokemon Go exploded onto the App Store, we saw a renewed international interest in the Pokemon brand. Previous titles like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, as well as Pokemon X and Y for the 3DS, enjoyed a sales boost, while pre-orders for the upcoming Pokemon Sun and Moon have outpaced previous 3DS titles. It seems likely that Pokemon Go helped the Pokemon franchise return to the hearts and minds of players around the globe, and I believe a similar pattern can occur with Mario. Super Mario Run contains elements of what make a Mario game great, but it will not be more feature-rich than Super Mario Maker on Wii U, or as challenging as a traditional Mario game such as Super Mario Bros. 3, which, by the way, is about to be re-released on Nintendo's NES Mini, which will surely reintroduce Mario games to homes around the world. Starting to see a pattern here? The idea is, if enough people remember how much they enjoy playing Super Mario games through an app or through an NES Mini, then maybe Nintendo can convert these players into potential customers for their upcoming home consoles. And these upcoming home consoles, aka the NX, is where the next real Mario game will be released, which brings me to my final point. You need to understand that Nintendo is thinking big. Nintendo may be releasing a smaller Mario experience on the iPhone, but they are thinking way big when it comes to their next generation of console games. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of the few currently confirmed NX titles, and I believe it says a lot about where Nintendo is heading. This is the first home console Zelda title since the Ocarina of Time to take apart the Zelda experience and rebuild it from the ground up. With Breath of the Wild, Nintendo is demonstrating that they are not afraid to evolve in order to compete in a rapidly shifting games industry. So what does all this talk about Zelda have to do with iPhone Mario? Well, if Super Mario Run is what's coming to mobile, you can bet that the next console Mario won't resemble an iPhone game, or even previous console games like Super Mario Bros. U, because that's just not enough. By the time the NX launches, you'll be able to play a basic side-scrolling Mario game on your iPhone, and probably for a very low cost. So to get the attention of these new Mario mobile users, Nintendo will have no choice but to go big on their console titles. Nintendo will leverage the awareness from their new mobile games and expand upon these franchises in big ways on their NX releases. And this right here, this is the key. What is Nintendo's greatest strength? I'll give you a hint. It's not about creating hyper-realistic war simulations or selling you season passes. No, Nintendo's greatest strength, as well as their greatest asset, always has been and always will be their characters. These are the Marios, these are the Pikachus, these are the known around the world type of characters, and these experiences and emotions that we associate with these characters, that right there, that is the strength of Nintendo. And these characters will be appearing on mobile devices in a meaningful way for the very first time. And these characters will go on to reach an entirely new audience of players. You see, it's easy for people my age to assume that a Mario Runner game on iOS or Android will be a huge success, but you have to understand that there are going to be many, oftentimes younger, players who will be experiencing a Mario title for the very first time on their iPhone. And this is where the next generation of gamers will come to discover the world of Nintendo. Once they're hooked, they will look no further than the NX to experience more of what Nintendo has to offer. Call it an advertisement, call it a referral program, but the truth is, Super Mario Run on the iPhone will raise Nintendo's brand awareness in a very big way. And when that happens, a new generation of players will want to experience first-party Nintendo games the way they were meant to be played, on a Nintendo home console. Thank you all so much for watching. I gotta say, this iPhone Mario event kind of took me by surprise. I actually wanted to get the video up last week. Unfortunately, I fell ill. I don't know if you can tell from my voice. It doesn't sound very good. But the show must go on. And if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check out my last video on the beginner's guide. That video took me some places I never expected to go. Alright, that's it for me. I will catch you guys in the next video. As always, thank you so much.